Ever watch a YouTube video and get so excited about the tools that they're using that you go out and buy every one of them just to find out they're garbage? I'm not naming any names, but. So let's start out with a couple things that the Kreg company actually does pretty well. And that is definitely their clamps. So my favorite clamp from Kreg is this guy right here. It's the double face clamp. And it's auto adjustable right here, more or less tension. Just pop it open, you know, put a couple boards in there, close it down, set whatever tension you want. And if you heard that thing lock, it's locked tight. Let's start out with the famous Accu-Cut. This is everybody's answer to avoid buying a track saw. And you're gonna end up buying a couple of track saws. Start with the plastic thing up here that lines up with the edge of your board, which there's really no way to secure. In this case, I ended up putting epoxy underneath of here. May or may not be a good idea. It all depends on how much you're gonna use the T-tracks that are built in here to clamp this thing down. Initially, I thought it was gonna be nice just to line this up with the edge of the board and not have to do, you know, a ton of measuring and other lineup. So what I found in the end is you pretty much bust this thing off, and because the grippers on the bottom of here are absolute garbage, might work for 1 or 2 cuts, but if there's any dust or imperfections on the surface, this thing's gonna slide all over the place. So what you end up doing is busting this piece back out of here that you just glued in. You get some regular clamps, put them in here in the T-tracks, and you measure your board in 2 spots, and you put this down. You go get this miserable piece of garbage. And I had to search around for this. I haven't used it in a long time. Cheap, flimsy plastic, bends all over the place. Supposedly, you get these set screws in the right position, your saw slides in under here, up against the stop. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It's pretty tough to get it lined up with all these faces screwed down, keep it in there. And even when you do, a lot of times I find that your saw is flush on here when you start. As soon as you pick your saw up, this thing tips down away from it. And even if you get this thing lined up and on the track, there is so much side-to-side play that they never fixed in these. One of the other issues that I have with this is when you get to the crosscut, which is probably one of the worst things Kreg has ever made, in my opinion. So, speaking of the crosscut, here it is. So you gotta get this gray thing in here, lined up inside of this track right here. And if you accomplish that with minimal frustration and swearing, but if you get this thing in here, enough hammering and it'll go. Now, it seems like it should slide on there pretty good, right? And no joke, this is not, you know, to make it look better or worse than it is, but when you go to slide this thing, I'm trying to move it, say, 1/8 of an inch, and this is what happens. And it just gets stuck in that track. So you find yourself making all these tiny little adjustments in here, and then you finally go to lock this thing down, and you think it'd be pretty easy, and it's only about halfway locked. And then if you push hard enough, you can get it to snap on there, and now it won't move. If you hold this inside edge, you know, tight to a perfectly straight edge as you make your cut, this thing will work. But in my opinion, absolute garbage. I bought the precision Mitre gauge thinking, okay, it has precision in the name. This thing should be awesome. So the first thing I discovered is they send you a little brass pin that goes in here, and it helps you align perfectly with this brass grommet on the back to get the exact angle on here. So if you want 0, 45, whatever, you just slide over, push that pin in, lock everything down, and it stays there. The brass pin doesn't have any detent on the pin to keep it in here. And I've lost it 20 or 30 times. Matter of fact, as of recording this video, I can't find the pin. That seems like it would have been a really simple fix. So one of my other issues with this is the deflection that's in the stop. And it doesn't do any good to have a stop in there for repeatable cuts if it's not going to stay accurate. And no matter how much you tighten this and what you do, it always wants to loosen up. This thing always wants to move a little bit, and that drives me insane. One of the things you're going to end up doing is going through and adjusting each one of these nylon screws in here, and that helps keep it aligned and keep it from tipping once it's inside of the table saw track. If you have an awesome table saw with the T-track built into the miter slots, washer on here, and it holds it into the track pretty well. But when you go to adjust each one of these, it's a miserable process of, making a 64th of a turn on each one of these to get the exact right, setting where there's no play. And as much as I hate this fine piece of engineering, you do have to appreciate, its finer points. And what I think is really cool about it is they have T-track built into this extruded aluminum. It's also anodized. It looks super cool. It also has a T-track built into the top. Has a fairly decent tape measure on here. I do like that. I haven't had any issues with that wearing off of there. I find there's a lot better and more precision miter gauges out there than the Kreg precision miter gauge. And you can't talk about Kreg without talking about a pocket hole jig. They're just not the best, right? It's just kind of a flimsy little deal, and it likes to tip all over. So you end up building jigs that are the same height as this, that sit on both sides so that this can't rock in there. It also supports your piece across here so that your pocket holes are getting drilled, square. So one of my favorite subjects is dust collection. And the biggest problem that I have with some of these Kreg jigs is how flimsy and cheap their dust collection ports are. You can see there's a lot of black tape around this one, and that's because it just doesn't stay seated in there. So ironically, as I get all the tape off of here, I'm reading Kreg, the blue mark of quality. No, that's kind of funny. So once you get this placed in here, you're gonna have some air gaps in here. It's gonna be a really loose fit. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's locked all the way into these two pins. And what I find is you're probably gonna accidentally bump it or bump the dust hose or something, and this falls off. This also makes it very miserable, in my opinion, to use this brass set screw, which sets the height of this jig. If you don't have this in place, you can get your whole hand around that thumb screw and make pretty quick work of the adjustments. So this thing, it works well to collect the dust if it's taped on there and secured well, but it makes it an absolute pain to adjust and use the jig. And as far as driving the pocket hole screws in, go ahead and ditch their built-in driver that they send you. This thing is garbage. You can see it's all rounded out. You can buy like Bosch or DeWalt. You can buy 3, 4, 5, 6-inch bits that have a number 2 square drive. So it's very equivalent to this, but they're impact grade. They last a lot longer. They don't round off like this one did, and you're gonna have a lot better success. All right, so earlier we talked about clamps. I love their face clamp, but one of the clamps that I've had the most issues with is their pocket hole clamp. So this is designed to go into one of your pocket holes and clamp it down to a board. And so where do you find yourself trying to use this, right? You have a little 1x2, you're trying to put it into a face frame, and it probably only has 2 pocket holes because that's all you could fit in there. And so you get a clamp down one side of that 1x2 into there and drill into the other side. And it's a constant art of holding everything square because it still wants to twist a little bit no matter how much you tighten this adjustment knob. I don't know. I just don't think this works that well. And last but not least, on my blue wall of shame, if you've ever built a cabinet, you probably know what these are. This will help you install the cabinet drawer hardware. This will help you install drawer slides. You can put it in and you can clamp it. You can set these offsets in here to get it exactly where you want it. And in theory, it's not a bad idea, right? But why not just, cut yourself a piece of scrap board, put that inside of the carcass and set your drawer slide on it, screw it into the side, and just take that piece and keep moving up, have perfectly square, perfectly aligned, and a lot easier to install drawer slides. Skip this thing. As far as installing drawer hardware, this jig is not bad. If it fits the dimensions of your drawer so that you can get from the top of your drawer down to the halfway point, and it's wide enough to work with your handle, but it is just a cheap, flimsy jig, and there's a lot better ones out there. They also give you a lot bigger area to work with. They're also a lot better at automatically finding the center for you. So I guess that's all I had for this video. You know, buyer beware as you're watching people use these tools. The video may be sponsored. They may have gotten the tool for free and felt compelled to create a video later on to show, you know, how cool it was, just in case that company comes out with a product that's actually decent and they're going to send it to them for free. I'm not saying that they're being dishonest or anything like that, but you always have to understand what the motivation and incentive is for people. Thanks for sticking around for the outtakes. So a lot of people ask, you know, you drink a lot of coffee in the shop. You ever get sawdust or metal chunks in there? And really the answer is, yeah, but you drink it anyway. Yeah. Jesus. Garbage. What do you really need a clamp this size for? I mean, I don't know. Are we ever gonna clamp something that big? I don't know. It looked cool, so I bought it.